Today I'm going to show you how to make vegan sourdough discard biscuits. I would recommend freezing a whole stick of butter for this recipe. First, we're going to use an egg replacer. I'm using this one by Bob's Red Mill, but you can do a flax egg as well. For this, it is 1 tablespoon mixed to 2 tablespoons of water. Mix that up until it's a loose paste. Directly to that, I'm adding a whole cup of sourdough discard. This can be loose or thick. I'm using a looser discard here. Now thoroughly mix that together with the egg replacer. It should be like a thicker pancake batter. Now for the dry ingredients. In a separate bowl, I am adding 1 cup of all-purpose flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Whisk well to combine. Now we're going to take a box grater, and using the holes on the larger holes on one side, you're going to grate that whole stick of frozen butter. Carefully fold in the butter to the dry mix to coat the butter. Try not to mash the butter together. Now make a well inside of that mixture and pour in your wet mixture. Carefully mix that together to form a shaggy dough. At this point, I would cover and refrigerate it to make sure your butter remains cold for 20 minutes to an hour. Now, on your work surface, you're going to want to add some flour so we can roll out these biscuits. Remove your dough from the fridge and form it into a ball. Add it to your work surface, and with a rolling pin, roll it out to about 1/2 inch thick. Then take both sides of the dough and fold it in and roll it out again. This will create layers in our biscuits. Repeat this as many times as you would like, but if the dough starts to warm up too much, cover and pop it back in the fridge to chill. When you are ready to finally make your biscuits, roll it out one final time to your desired thickness. I am looking for pretty thin biscuits here, so I'm going to about 1/2 inch. Use a floured biscuit cutter, or a mason jar lid works well too, to cut out the biscuits. Set those biscuits on a lightly greased cookie sheet. You could also use parchment paper or a silicone baking mat. With any remaining scraps, you can form another ball and roll those back out to make more biscuits. If your dough starts getting too warm, you should refrigerate it again. Now, after all of your biscuits are cut, cover them and pop them in the fridge for one final time before baking. When you're ready to bake them, preheat your oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Once preheated, remove your biscuits from the fridge and pop them straight into the oven. You can brush on some melted vegan butter on top if desired. Bake these for 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the size of your biscuits. Remove them from the oven and let cool for a few minutes before removing from the pan and adding to a cooling rack to finish cooling. You can eat these biscuits in so many ways. They are delicious on their own, or for this, I use them to make little vegan sausage biscuits. Enjoy!